The nigga has finally been fucking caught.
It's finally happening. David has been arrested and is being held without bail. It's been 7 months since a child's body was found decomposing in the trunk of his towed vehicle, and now authorities have arrested him as the main suspect in her murder. Her name was Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She went missing in 2024, and her body was found in 2025. She was 14 at the time of her death, according to authorities, and according to everyone's eyeballs, was in a relationship with David. There is a plethora of evidence about these two being in a relationship together, which is something even the most avid and ferocious of David defenders, when they pick up their shield, just kind of brush over. The fact that an adult was in a romantic relationship with a 13-year-old. I've seen them use excuses of, oh, he was homeschooled, you know, so he couldn't have known that that was bad. What the
Nigga, what? What the fuck does that got to do with anything? Nigga, regardless if you're homeschooled, bro, and you're doing, like, online school, you're still gonna have people that's in your grade that's the same age as you in the same class. And number two, nigga, he has the internet. I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to know that shit, gang, and know what the hell a pedo is and things like that. The nigga knows. He has the internet. He's homeschooled. He has the internet. He knows what all of that stuff is. You can find all of that information on the internet, bro. That ass.
Fuck. It's just actual craziness.
If that nigga knows how to make a song, he knows what that shit is, gang.
And I started talking about this when the story was breaking, and I got a lot of pushback. There were a lot of people, you know,
knows basic information,
going ballistic about how wrong this whole thing was, and that I'm a fucking gullible idiot for thinking David was the one that did this. What? Just this large vocal group of deluded fans that were trying to, like, brainwash people into thinking that it was all a lie, so they were cooking up these elaborate, unhinged theories on what actually happened and how David is innocent and is even a victim in all of this. Oh, you know, fucking 5G towers were blasting waves that signaled the cartel to come perform a hit on this child and then put her body in the trunk of David's vehicle to frame him for her murder. He was bouncing all over the place. I can't even remember everything that they were spewing.
Nigga just
but
coping,
it was
bro.
all just complete gobbledygook, just complete babble nonsense.
Straight coke, bro.
That
Nothing
anyone
but
who
coke.
even bothered to look at any of the
Straight
evidence
coping.
could easily point to and say, no, you're wrong, just look at this. But they would refuse to look at the reality of it. The evidence, even at the time, was pretty damning. He was even leaving fucking breadcrumbs in his music about this. And he wasn't exactly shy about broadcasting his relationship with this child. So even if he was innocent of the murder, he was very clearly dating a minor. Like it was just crazy to see so many people were defending him, and I imagine are still actively defending him, even in the face of this arrest, because he hasn't been formally charged for anything at the moment, and I imagine that's what they're latching onto like a baby to its mother's bosom. And at the time, one of the big things that they were using as a defense for David was the fact that he wasn't arrested yet. Well, if he's guilty, why didn't the police break through his fucking windows the second that the body was found, huh? He must be innocent then. The authorities know more than we do. He's clearly innocent and we gotta find the real perpetrator. Completely oblivious to the fact that that's not how the world works. Not everything is a goddamn action movie. They had to also build a case as well. And yes, this did take a lot longer than I and most people would have expected, given how abundant the evidence is against David. But I imagine that this is pretty standard procedure for them to gather tons of evidence to build an ironclad case, and now they are confident enough that they've moved to the next phase, which is arresting him.
Yes! Throw him under the brick! Let's go, baby! In the hole! In the hole!
Now, additional details around this arrest confirm that the arrest is not related to the grand jury that they were going through over the last handful of months where they were seeking an indictment there. This is totally separate based upon evidence that they have been gathering over these months here. This must be a long process, I suppose, but it doesn't seem like they were just sitting AFK waiting for the case to solve itself or David to turn himself in or anything like that. It's just a process that I guess took this long.
All right, and so a lot of people wondering, you know, so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know they're pretty methodical about how they do things, but...
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but her body was in multiple parts. It was in, we know from court documents, 2 different body bags in the front trunk of that Tesla when her body was found. So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, you know, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
This part got a big old and a scratch on my chinny chin chin for me, because what do you mean this could have been like, you know, an accident, like she overdosed and somebody freaked out? So then they chopped up her body and stored it in the trunk of a car.
That's some dumb shit.
Who freaks out like that? Like, oh no, this accident just happened. Quick, give me my fucking bone saw. I've got to start chopping up this body, mutilating it, and then hiding it in the trunk of this vehicle. This accident that just unfolded. Oh, I don't know what else to do. Biting at my nails. All right, now give me the hydrofluoric acid so I can dissolve all the body and hide the evidence. Like, is that something plausible? Because to me, it's not. If that is what happened, they're psychopaths, and that is also a crime too, by the way, to do that. So like, I understand how important it is to find the cause of death. That makes a lot of sense to me. But what else could it be besides murder? This is a gruesome, disgusting, grisly crime here. I don't see any dimension out there where this is action that a sane, innocent person would take, where an individual accidentally passes away, and then the innocent person who had nothing to do with the death all of a sudden starts chopping up the body, putting it in multiple body bags, and putting it in the trunk of their vehicle, and just letting it rot, decompose, and fester there. Like, what sense does that make at all? Even if David wasn't the one that chopped her body up, someone else did it, and apparently there's this possibility that they had nothing to do with her actual death. They just mutilated the corpse, which again is a crime too. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think she accidentally died of something like an overdose, and then they all of a sudden just started, you know, panicking like, oh, jump scare, she's dead. Okay, this is what we've got to do, boys. Everyone, let's go to Lowe's and get some equipment to start chopping up the body, because that's what normal people would do in this situation. We're scared. I was homeschooled, by the way, so I don't know any better. I'm scared. Let's start chopping up this body now and hiding it. We had nothing to do with her death, by the way.
What you mean?
Like, that's so fucked up. Like, again, I understand how important it is to find the actual cause of death and how tricky it is in a case like this because of how long the body had been in the trunk decaying, as well as being in multiple pieces in multiple bags. Like, I get why that would be tough to discern what actually killed her, but I don't know how you could even reach any other conclusion other than murder. I truly don't. I don't even know why that would be on the table. That one kind of boggles my little noodle here.
But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, that there were a number of other people who came forward, those who are close to David, friends of David, family members of his were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
Now, apparently there were some of David's friends that allegedly started squealing, like snitching about it to a certain degree. There's also someone a lot of people have had their eyes on In David's entourage, his name is Neo. That's what everyone calls him. And it's someone that Law and Crime mentioned during their coverage of this as well. But as of right now, it's just David under arrest, but I guess there could be more if some of his friends knew and tried to help him cover it up, or just didn't report it, tried to stay, tight-lipped about it. So I guess we'll see how it all unfolds. Right now, it's just him. Overall, just an extremely sad and sick case. Hopefully there will be justice for Celeste Rivas here. And even if somehow David isn't the one who actually murdered her, it is irrefutable that he was in a relationship with a child. So he should also be going to jail for that. And I find it hard to believe that if he is innocent of the murder, he didn't know that the child he was dating was dead and her corpse was chopped up and put in the back of his vehicle's trunk. I am certain he would have had that knowledge. So again, even if he didn't actually kill her, he is not innocent. He is not some, victim in all of this. He is an evil monster, and I do believe he is the one that killed her. I think all the evidence points to him being the person that most likely did it. But I guess we'll see now that he's been arrested. I'm assuming this will now start to reveal more and more information to the public about all of this. So anyway, that's really about it.
Is that the song you talking about?
Oi, love. Let's.
Misho dropped. I said Misho. Me Kane dropped the show. I gotta see what that's about. Link it.